Stand by. This is Control.
What is up? It's Control Bagz coming at you with a little bit different type of video. Really don't know what to play in the background, really don't know what to do. But I just kind of want to talk about my journey with Gears of War, and honestly, like, who really inspired me, I guess, to do all this stuff. Like, there's a few people that, you know, was like, yo, you need to stream and stuff like that. But the main person, the number one person, who got me into Gears was my younger brother. As a lot of you, not a lot, but a few of you people know and stuff like that in the community. My younger brother, who we're 10 years apart, he's the one who actually got me into Gears of War. Now I'm on the old side as far as like in the Gears community, you know what I'm saying? So, what happened is me and my ex-girlfriend at the time, we had just split up. So I had just moved in with my mom. Again, my mom and stepdad. And I was 22 years old. Yes, you heard it right. I was 22 years old when Gears of War 1 came out. So I was literally just coming home from the bar. You know what I mean? I was living that reckless, crazy life. And I was coming home from the bar drunk, and my brother was still up. He was 13 at the time. So like our birthdays were really 10 years apart, but at times, you know, we're 9 years apart. So at the time he was 13. And he was playing his game, and I'm a gamer, but at the time, like, I only played like PlayStation. Like, I had an original Xbox, but I only played like 2 games on it, Halo being one of them, of course. Didn't get a 360 up until that point. But my brother had played it since day one. He got it literally the day it came out and played the fuck out of it. But anyway, so I was just coming back from the bar. It was wintertime. Like I said, I remember this day like it was yesterday. So he was playing, and I sat down with him. And I'm like, yo, what are you playing? He's like, it's Gears. You ain't never heard of it? And I'm like, no, actually I haven't. And he handed me the sticks. And I was literally hooked right off the fucking bat. Like, it was just insane with the fucking Lancer, with the chainsaw, the Gnasher, just like everything. You know, you know, we all know. We all know how we got hooked with this game. But yeah, that just did it for me. And I literally handed him back the sticks after playing for like 15 minutes. And I went to Walmart and I bought a 360 and I bought a copy of that game. January 07 is when it all fucking started. Right? And me and my brother, like, that was my duo, man. That was my number one. That was my homie. He was the one, like, kind of irresponsible as an older brother, you know, but like, he would stay up like super late and play with me because I was on nights. So I'd get out and he would text me like, are we gonna play tonight? I'm like, don't you got school tomorrow? He's like, yeah, but I could go to school tired. I'm like, all right. But he was like hooked, man. And he's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing Twitch. He's the main reason. And I'll get into that a little bit. But so, nonstop playing Gears of War 1. You know what I'm saying? And then 2 come out, you know, a little bit later. And like, we ran through the campaign on, you know, all the difficulties. Tried to get all the COG tags in 1. And then the collectibles in 2 and stuff like that. So we went through and literally did everything. And he was the first person I completed when it came to 2. He was the first person, me and him, completed Horde all 50 waves on Insane. Like, he was that dude that it was just me and him on River. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was hype as fuck because I had just moved back in with my ex-girlfriend, and we was trying to, you know, work things out. But she was kind of pissy. You know, she was pissy with me because I got hooked on this new game, and that's literally, it was, my whole focus was Gears of War. Like a lot of you guys, a lot of you know that I say it all the time. I used to be a super hardcore sweat. I used to sweat for my KD. I used to sweat for wins and just all that. Like, that's all that mattered to me. I wasn't trying to do nothing else. I was trying to win, and I was trying to go positive. Like, that was literally it, you know. And we all know back then, you know, got 1, got 2, even 3, man. It's a different game than, you know, what we're looking at now, where it's super fucking easy and everybody can be good. Yeah, I literally fucking said that. But we'll get there. All right, we'll get there. Anyway, so Gear 2, we was just clapping. Like we got lost my train of thought for a second. We would play for like 16, 17 hours at a time. Like, literally, it would be me and him, my fucking duo, and we would just play for like 16, 17 hours, and not even bat an eye. Really didn't care because it's just fucking, it was Gears, man. It was entertaining. It was our game. Like, all the other games, it fell by the wayside. Like, I didn't give a fuck about anything else. It was only Gears. I used to be huge into Madden. I used to play in Madden tournaments. Before I started playing Gears of War, I played in Madden tournaments locally. NCAA, a lot of people know I still play that to this day. But back then, like, I was deep into the shit. Like, super deep into the shit. And I used to play people for money. Facts. Like, used to play people for money. Didn't lose too often either. There was a few times where I got spanked, but, you know, it was far and few between. But it was Gears. That was it. That was the only thing that fucking mattered. But Gears of War 2 is like my personal favorite. But it was my personal favorite. That's where I had the most memories with my brother. Just like, it was basically every day. Like, it was every fucking day me and him played it. It's just insane. I feel like Gears 2 has the best maps. Yeah, the Nasher was a fucking snipe off the bat, but, you know, it ended up leveling out for the most part. I mean, I don't know. Just everything. The campaign, fucking, my personal favorite. Gears 2 campaign, my personal fucking favorite. Just by how it fucking starts out. Like, with the, driving the rigs and shit like that. Like that, well, not you driving the rigs, but fighting off Locust and Brumox and all that shit. Like, that's one campaign that'll stick with me probably until the day I fucking die. You know, and campaigns like 5 and 4, like, they're forgettable. Like, whatever, I don't care. Like, y'all, I know, I'm sure I'm gonna get some hate because there's people who like 4 and 5, and but nah, we OG. I'm OG. You know what I mean? 100%. So it's always been the original trilogy for me. Anyway, me and my brother smacked like people left and right. Ran into Soldier Boy and his SODMG little gamer team or whatever. Smacked him. I remember the map and everything. We was on Blood Drive. We was playing we was playing Guardian. Was it No, it was fucking Annex. What the fuck am I thinking? Annex. and it was on Blood Drive, and we made them rage quit. Like we smacked them up. Like it was crazy, and the amount of shit talking, I love it, man. I thrive on shit talking. Like that's why my nickname is Uncle D Bag. Like that's actually a given name. That's a given name from my in real life friends. You know what I mean? I've had that nickname for 10 years now, at least 10 years now, and it's one of them things like people like call me that. They don't even call me my name, at work. Like they'll just say, Uncle or D Bag or Uncle D Bag. But I played. Oh, I can't remember what it was called, but celebrities would play games. Um, with you. You just send them your gamer tag and they'd invite you and shit like that. I played Gears 2 with Dane Cook. If you guys don't know him, he's a stand-up comedian. He was a huge Gears of War fan as well, and I played Gears 2 with him. Um, a few matches with him or whatever, and then you had to move on. I thought that was dope as fuck. Um, just I don't know, Wingman. Come on, man, Wingman. Horde. That was literally the last hard Horde. Let's be real. Like, there's no um, classes and fortifications, none of that shit. You're just out there in the open. Just gotta survive them 50 waves. Like, just everything about. And Annex was my favorite, and then they moved into Koth or whatever. But Annex was always my favorite. Um, like I said, personal preference. Never was really good with torque bow. Always loved to snipe. Sniping was my shit. Um, obviously still is to this day. But then it was like, I want to say it was midway through Gears 2. Modern Warfare 2 came out, and I was all about it. And my brother was kind of salty. Like, because I quit playing Gears, and I just I was playing Modern Warfare 2. Like, I was hooked on it. Um, Intervention, trick shotting, dual 1887s. Like, come on, man. Let's go. But he was kind of mad, and he kept on playing Gears. Like, he played MW2 with me a few times, but then, Gears, man, it calls you back. So I go and, me and my brother smack it up. Like, and if y'all thought I raged bad, like, I know, like, I don't rage quite as bad as I used to, but my brother was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But he's broken controllers and headsets and all that shit. But Gears 3 comes out, and he's busy with school. But I remember launch specifically. I remember launch. I went into work and told them I'm leaving. And they said, why? I was like, don't worry about it. I'm fucking leaving. I don't feel good. That's what I said. And it was like, okay, we got to tell your supervisor. I was like, tell him what you want. I'm leaving. I just walked out. And I went to GameStop where I had it pre-ordered. And, I got the Gears 3 fucking 360. And I still got the case. And the market statues over there on my bookshelf. But, I went there and I waited in line. That was actually the last midnight release I went to. It was Gears of War 3. No, it was Black Ops 1 was the last one I went to. But yeah, Black Ops 1 was the last midnight release I went to. But I went to GameStop right down the street. I pre-ordered it right down the street from my work, so I didn't have to go nowhere. And like I said, like back then I worked nights, so I had to be to work by 10:30 p.m. to start my shift or whatever. So midnight release, I just had to wait in line for like an hour. I went and got some food and then ate it in the car, and then I went and stood in line. A game came out a few days before my birthday too, but so I got it. He said our stepdad went and got it for him, so he's trying to play. So I literally was in transition to moving out of my apartment into a house that I rented. I didn't buy it, I rented it. So we was in transition, but I literally set my TV up on one of the cardboard boxes I had all my shit in, my Xbox up, and put it in. And like he's like texting me, blowing up my phone. You ready? You ready? You ready? Ready? So finally, I'm ready, and we literally played this shit until it's time for him to go to school. My mom, because his bedroom was in the basement, so my mom went downstairs, or our mom, I should say. Our mom went downstairs, and like he's still playing. I remember my mom was like, "Who the fuck are you playing with? Jesse, is that you? What the?" Just going off. It was fucking hilarious. My brother's cracking up. He was like, "All right, I gotta go." So, Gears 3. He got busy with football and stuff, and I got busy with family shit, and we still played, but we didn't play as consistently as we did with 2, right? Um, but we still played. We played it all the way until the end. Had a blast with it. But, like I said, he liked Gears 3 more. I like 2 more. But like I said, it's just personal preference. Really, there's no wrong answer as long as you don't say Gears 5. You say Gears 5, stop it. But, yeah, so end of Gears 3, I mean, we still played it. Judgment Beta came out, and I got 2 codes. I gave him one. We played it a couple times together, and then he basically stopped playing Gears. He got busy with life, and it happens. It happens. I've lost touch with a lot of people that I played Gears with, or any other games, and lost touch with them. Just real life. School, work, growing up, start a family, get married. Stuff like that. It happens. It happens. But anyway, so we played the beta a couple times, and he was like, "I'm really not feeling this shit," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's all right." Still continue to play Gears 3 until it came out, till Judgment came out or whatever, and he didn't buy it. Like, he was like, "Nah, I ain't buying it. I don't want to play it." But I bought it, and I still played it, and like he had hit me up like every couple weeks to a month and be like, "Yo, you want to run some 3?" And I'd hop on and run some 3 with him. And yeah, Judgment just kind of fell wayside. I didn't play it a lot. I really got into Call of Duty at that point, where I was still playing Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, like all that shit, like one after another after another. It was like, so I was pretty much into Call of Duty like damn near full time by then, and my brother wasn't doing shit. He was actually working like a lot of hours, so he'd come home and he'd be beat, and wouldn't want to play no games. And the same thing happened when UE came out. I was busy with life myself because I was working a shit ton of hours, so I didn't get to put a lot of time into UE. And my brother only played it a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, he only played it, I don't even know. Like, it was bare minimum time, though. I need a drink of water. It was literally bare minimum time. But I loved UE. You know what I mean? I loved UE. Just didn't play it a lot. So here's where the story starts taking a turn. So he found out that he had type 2 diabetes. He was 22 at the time, and he had just found out he had type 2 diabetes. Literally out of nowhere. Diabetes does not run in my side of the family, nor his dad's side of the family, because we got 2 different dads. So literally came out of fucking nowhere. Like, crushed my mom, and I'm just like, no, man, there's no way. Like, that shit don't run on either side of our family. Like, he just got it, working these long hours with a poor diet. He was a cigarette smoker. He drank Monsters. Like, he drank more Monsters than I used to drink Red Bull. Like, I don't drink Red Bull. I haven't had a Red Bull in like 3 weeks. Um, he drank a shitload of Monster like daily, just to keep going. The doctors think that's where the diabetes came from, was his bad eating habits and consumption of Monster. You know what I mean? And smoking. But I'm like, smoking, diabetes, I don't know, new shit, I guess. But so he got really down about it, and I'm trying to be there as an older brother, like, yo, it's okay, we can manage this, it's no big deal, diet, exercise, you'll be good, man. Take your medication like you're supposed to. I try to be a good older brother, as much as possible. Like, I'll do another video about my, you know, about me personally, like, getting to personal shit about, growing up and all that shit. But, I tried to be a good older brother, and he had just had a daughter too, like around this time. My niece, Lily. So that was dope as fuck. He was excited about that. But he just, it was wild. It was wild. So it was. I remember going to work, and I remember Gears 5, or not Gears 5, Gears of War 4 just came out, and I bought it day one. I asked him if he was getting it, and he said, yeah, but probably not, for a month, because, he just had a baby and shit, and, he was still with his girlfriend, but they was having problems with each other and, her family and stuff, and, so all that was, I feel like, it was taking a toll on him, mentally, and then it started dragging him down physically. And he didn't look like himself. Like, it was crazy to watch him transition. Shit. So, said he'd be getting Gears of War 4 probably in a month or whatever, right? So then my mom called me, talking about Josh is like pretty sick, but he's gonna get one of these monitors that hooks into him to where, like, it automatically sends his insulin in, and he don't have to worry about needles or none of that. It does it automatically for him. He's supposed to be getting fitted for it. And I'm like, oh, cool, that's cool. And she was like, yeah, he went to the hospital, though, because he's really fucking sick. And I'm like, what, is he not taking his medications? Like, he says he is, but you know how he is. He won't tell us, what's wrong. He's like, you, and, I got two other brothers as well. So there's like four of us. He's like you, and in that sense, you're hard-headed and stubborn. But, he's supposed to be getting fitted for it next week. Well, the next week came, and I get a phone call on my way to work from my new stepdad. Like, my mom had split up with my old stepdad. Like, what? Like, I want to say it was. Well, anyway, I got a phone call from my stepdad, or my new stepdad, saying, are you on your way to work? And I said, yeah, why? And I was like, well, go in there, go into HR, and tell him your brother had passed away. I'm like, what? Like, yeah. And then you could hear him choking up, like, on the phone, and he didn't say nothing. I'm just like, no. And he was like, yeah, I'm really sorry. And he just started fucking crying. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, if I still remember the day, like it felt like a fucking dream. Like, I didn't know, like, what the fuck was going on. I was in a daze, so I walked in there. I walked into HR, and I remember this shit. My union rep was there. My supervisor was actually in there, and my the two HR people that worked in there. And I had a straight face. I was like, I need to go. And they was like, why? What's wrong? I was like, my brother just passed away. And they was like, looked at me, and they looked at each other, and like, shit you not, like, my face was just like blank. You know what I mean? It was just fucking blank. And they was like, what? I was like, yeah, my brother just passed away like 10 minutes ago, I was told. And they was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, can I go? And they was like, yes. So I literally like took off running. And I went, you know, over to where he was staying with my other younger brother. And I went over there, and like, you couldn't get in. The cops had it blocked off. The ambulance had it blocked off. Like, I was getting pushed back. Like, I was about to beat the shit out of some cops, dude. Like, I was on some crazy shit, like lifting motherfuckers up and moving them out of the way, and like, that really didn't make the situation any better, you know. My mom was all crying. My brother, my two younger brothers, no, my one younger brother and his girlfriend at the time, and then my new stepdad and shit. Like, they was all busted up, and like, I was just fucking in rage mode. Like, I wanted to like hurt somebody, and you know, there's nothing you could do in that situation. It fucking sucks. Like, I guess like what had happened was is there was a complication with his medicine where he was getting the wrong doses from the doctor. Um, he was getting the wrong dosage from the doctors, and that's what did it. Like, my brother went to work, not my other brother went to work, and like, he stayed home. And my brother came back from work, and he found him dead in the bathroom. Like he had been there for a while, because he was. I ain't getting the crazy details with it, but he said looked like he'd been there for a while. So like, I was like, it was like my best friend. Like, your brothers are literally your brothers or sisters are literally your first friends, your first best friends. And even though there was that age gap, like, we was still close. You know what I mean? Like, even though there was that big age gap, we was still close. And it just, I don't know, it crushed me. Like, I couldn't even look at Gears of War, like, let alone play it. And this was Gears of War 4 time. Um, I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? It was just horrible. So the funeral came around, and my mom told, you know, the immediate family, which is me, my other two brothers, his dad, his stepmom, and my mom and stepdad all put some in the casket, you know, for my brother. For me, this shit was a non-issue. So I put a copy of Gears of War 1 in there with the disc, and I put, I had two of the Gears of War controllers like this, and I put one of those in there. And then I put a set, like one of the cog tags that came. I don't even remember where I got them from. I got them with something. I want to say it was Gears 3. It came with cog tags. I can't remember. Forgive me, but I can't remember. But I put one of them in there too, and I got the other one. It's in my car. But yeah, so I was kind of like not really feeling like playing anything, to be honest. Like, I was completely out of it. And just something told me, like, he would want to watch me play Gears. You know what I mean? So I started streaming. A lot of you guys don't know this, but I started streaming 4 years ago, after he had passed away. Or no, it was a little bit after he passed away, but I started streaming 4 years ago, I remember. And I was just streaming Gears 4, and I was the same way. It was just, I didn't have a PC. I was streaming off my Xbox, and I was reading chat on my phone. But I was still like cracking jokes with, the few people that come in there and say hi and all that shit. And then I had some other shit happen, and I had to find a new place to live, and but came back to Gears 4 again after, I was playing Fortnite for a long time, and I'm like, nah, man, this is Gears, man. So I went back to playing Gears 4. I'm thinking, like, every time I play Gears, my brother's watching, right? Every time, that's just how I feel. Josh is always watching me every time I play. So this tattoo, like, right up here is for him. It needs to be finished. I need 3 more sessions, but it'll be done. It's a Gears of War theme tattoo. Said brothers till the end. You know what I mean? Just like Marcus and Down. That was us. So then, I kept on going 4, and then I would watch Landon stream a lot, and I'm like, I wasn't streaming at the time. I'd watch his streams. I'm like, maybe I should get back into it, but get more serious. And then I didn't. Then 5 came out, and I completely retired from Gears. Like, I'm just don't want nothing to do with it, and I don't want to fucking play it at all. And then I started watching like YouTube and shit, and people are popping up like on my recommended and shit. So then I'm like, let's start playing 5 again. So I started playing 5 again, and I'm like, seeing Really for the first time, or relaxing now. And he was streaming. I'm like, fuck it, let's start streaming again. And I was talking to him about it. He's like, dude, do it. So him and Limit was really, limitless. He was like, yo, you need to stream. So now, like, here I am, streaming Gears 5, a game I hate. But the reason why I do it is not because I clearly enjoy Gears 5. It is not for anything other than my brother. I know he's watching me. I know he's watching me every day. I know this. I feel it. I see him in the chat, like, no bullshit. Like, I see him with the LOLs and hi, your trash scrub and stuff like that. I can see that. It's not there, but I know what he's saying. I know it. And I started uploading the YouTube stuff just because I know he'd want to see me do that too. He watches me. I do it for him. Like, now you guys know. Like, my brother, my younger brother, is the reason why you guys see me now. You know what I mean? Like, why I stream, why I do the YouTube thing. He's the reason why. Like, no bullshit, no lie. Like I said, even though we have that age gap, like, he meant a lot to me, and him seeing me how I grew this year with my streaming would make him really proud. I know it made him really proud. And I know I had a rough, like, last month, with the streams and stuff like that, and just in real life stuff. But we'll bounce back. You know what I mean? We'll get back to it. But my brother, Saturday marks the 5-year anniversary of him passing. And I wanted to do this video to kind of give you guys a feedback, or, the little bit of history of my Gears of War, with the streaming, YouTube, my brother, you know, and joining Control, like that shit was crazy. Like, definitely came out of nowhere, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, like it's my brother, and 5 years, I figure I'd do a long video, knowing he's smiling at me, still calling me a trash can. Um, yeah, it was a long video though, but it was worth it. Like to give you guys a little glimpse something behind the shit talking that I do, or raging, or cracking jokes on Twitter, or all that shit. But do something a little bit different and give you a backstory on why I'm here now. Basically, why I'm here. This is my brother Josh. But that's it, man. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Um, where I want to do some more stuff like this, like the reactions. I kind of dig. Um, we just got into montaging, so need to start working on that. And my fucking gameplay videos, like funny shit like this, like the 1v1 against the insane bot, like on Gao 2. It's been done a lot, but it ain't been done by a person like me. So videos like that I dig. But there it is, man. That's my video. It's my little backstory on my Gears career. I don't know if you could call it that, but it feels like it, because it feels like a lot of work that I put into it to be where I'm at. And this ain't, where I'm stopping at. Like, we're gonna keep going up, baby. Move up. Move up. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Um, thank you guys all for stopping in and watching. I don't know when I'll post this. It may be tomorrow. It may be Saturday on his anniversary, or we'll see. We'll see. But deuces.